I've made over $100,000 trading meme coins over the past couple of months, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to teach you guys how to read the charts so that you can start to lock in some crazy profits trading meme coins consistently. So obviously, please like the video, subscribe down below, and if you'd like to become a YouTube member to support the channel a little bit further, but to also gain early access to this video as well as other perks, check that out in the description below. As always, guys, here's my meme coin chart tutorial. Alrighty guys, so I'm going to take you through charts and how I use charts and TA, so technical analysis, to make crazy meme coin gains consistently. And I've done this for over a year and a half now across Ethereum, Solana, Base, even AVAX meme coins earlier this cycle. So TA is an instrumental part for me, and it definitely works, guys. So anybody that tells you it doesn't is obviously fading an extra leg up in this market. So I thought I'd start from scratch. This is obviously an established meme coin that I do have some money in, MOG, and then I thought I'd look at a couple other charts just to show you how it can compare to the chart that we're looking at today. So essentially what we're going to do, this is a beginner's tutorial. So I'm going to talk about all of the things that you need to consider. So firstly, I'm going to start up the top. So right now, up the top, we have the different time frames. So MOG being a token that has been out for many, many months. I like to keep it generally on the 4 hour probably as the lowest, but usually the daily, if not sometimes the 3 days or the week. And again, you can star them to make them appear at the top if that's how you like to trade. The next thing I like to do, I like to turn the grids off. So I go to settings, which is right click settings. I come to canvas, I go to grid lines and I go none. That way it just cleans it up for me and it shows me where I can draw my support and resistance lines. Now that's the next topic, support and resistance. So really simply, okay, TA, excuse me, TA shows a bullish or bearish trend. So what I mean by that is it shows here, okay, so as you can see, as many touches as possible is what you want. Let's make this just a better color, so there we go. So as many touches as you want on your trend lines is just going to show you a really simple trend. So this case, because the candles are touching below the trend, that is quite bearish, right? Because this is essentially resistance. Resistance, we didn't quite even get there. Resistance again, and then we broke resistance. We then retested it as support, and then we're off to the races more recently. On the opposite side, guys, you can also draw it here. And this is what I would have seen a couple weeks ago is we had a clear resistance here, okay, and we had clear support here where we bounced off here, we bounced off here, we bounced off nearly again there, and then here as well, we bounced off there on the 6th of September. So for me, that is a really simple way. And again, this can work as a wedge. So this is a bullish wedge because you're coming up from lower price action, okay? You then go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down until eventually you do break. You then reconfirm this and then off to the races like that. That is a textbook bullish wedge breakout on a macro high time frame. Again, you can have this over here is a really good example where you can have a support and resistance range just simply going sideways, okay, where price is respecting these levels, okay. And sometimes it does take price a bit of time to break in or out of these levels. And I always play it by ear. So whilst this bull wedge over here is quite a bullish structure, okay, something like this is actually very undecided. So in other words, the probability of this symmetrical triangle here is actually quite neutral. So something like this, it could easily break up here if buyers start to step in, if volume is supported down the bottom, but it also could also break down here, retest, and then go lower if it would like to do that too. So symmetrical triangles, you have to trade the breakout. Whereas the wedge here, I was very much accumulating MOG during this period down here because it was quite oversold and it looked like it was reaching its peak of this wedge and it very much has done that. Now, a couple other things to pick up on the chart. Now, what you can see down the bottom is obviously volume. So volume is really important. And what you did see is that volume did start to pick up during this latest breakout. Now, ideally, you do want to see this continue for a little bit longer so that we can maybe start to make some higher highs. Okay, so MOG still, in theory, has, so that would have been its previous high there. I might change my color so it's a bit easier to see. There we go. So that is the previous high that we did obviously manage to take out. We obviously then set a higher low as well, guys. So if we look at that again, we set a higher low. So lows and highs are just obviously price action over time. So they're just candle structures. So as you can see, this is a lower highs, and then another lower high there, I suppose. However, this there is the first time that we saw a higher high. So that's what I've done in white. And again, we've set another higher high. So this is a change of structure. So we've gone from bearish, okay, in this wedge, and now we are bullish. And again, you can simply see that it's now respecting this trend here. And I'll make that yellow so it makes it nice and clear. So we are now respecting this trend. So if we obviously, if I'm in a trade from down here, if we do break this trend, I'll probably will cut a bit of my position just because we have changed trend. However, I am holding this longer term because I believe in the project. I believe in the community of MOG. I believe in the meme. And I do think that this one can rally to multiple billions in the sort of coming 6 months or so. So that's how I use support and resistance really simply. Volume, as you can see, you want to see a breakout, okay? Whether even the same with Doggo here, guys. If we do see a breakout to the upside, okay, you want to see volume candles coming in. So big green candles that displace the previous candles. So as you can see down the bottom, you'll see that the trend is sort of going down, right? So what you do want to see is some big green candles stepping in here, as well as a breakout higher. And that shows me that liquidity and volume is going to take this higher. However, if you do see a breakout higher, like this blue drawing that I've got here, and we don't see actually volume step in very high, then often, guys, I've found with meme coins that it actually does subside and go back down to the bottom of this range and actually breaks down. So it can be a false breakout. So that's why volume is super important when trading meme coins as well, guys. And that's why I leave volume on my chart. Now, obviously, there's a few other things that I like to use. You would have seen that I like to use my Fibonacci tool. And again, let's look at that, for example. So really simply, you can do it two ways. You can take it from a swing low. So this is just a macro low, okay, to the swing high. And I will change my settings very shortly. And what you can see is that we did retest this bottom swing low multiple times from that liquidity event, and then obviously this retest here more recently. So if we do go to settings, this is what my Fibonacci settings are. If it wants to open for me. There we go. So I like to trend line. I like to turn the trend line off. Okay. I like to come down here. I like to turn the background off. I like to move the labels to the right side. I like to put them in the middle so it's easy to read. I like to put it on the lowest level. You can do values or percentages. You can do prices. Prices I found are really reliable for meme coins. And then up here, guys, I like to change a few colors. I like to get rid of the shallow fib. It's just, for me, it hasn't been as reliable. The 0.786, you can have the extensions if you want. I'll leave one extension on, so the 1.618. I then edit one, guys, because it's the 0.886. Okay, and I make that red with my 0.786. I then make my golden ratio, which is 0.618 and 0.5. Okay, I make them yellow, and then I leave my orange as 0.382. And as you can see, there we go. So so we did obviously bounce off there. We are now respecting it multiple times, and Fibonacci is a great tool. And again, I've got a whole video dedicated to that on the channel, so check that one out as well. But Fibonacci is a great tool that I like to use to find dips in markets, guys. And WIF is a great example. Like right now, I'm watching for pullbacks on this swing trade from the low here to the current high. But again, if you want to track this is another really macro high time frame bullish wedge that I think WIF is going to play out and send to multiple billions again. So the way that I like to draw my fib is from the ultimate bottom to the ultimate top, guys. And as you can see, we respected the 0.786, and that is a great buying opportunity for me. So I wait for meme coins to come back down, retest this, and I always buy there. And then I am quite aggressive. I do like to, on a swing trade, take a lot of profits off at these levels once we do start to see price move up there. So generally we do sometimes have a bit of resistance at these fibs. As you can see, once, twice, and 3 times we have failed to continue above that. But obviously we're in this bullish wedge, which I might just change just to make it nice and clear for you. So if you do look here, all right, there we go. Let's make it white. So we are in this low, so this bullish wedge, so it likely plays out over time. But likely I'd like to see it flip here, flip the 0.618, then flip the 0.5, then flip this, okay? As soon as we maybe see a rejection, okay, then often I do like to scale a bit of profit during that period of time as well. But again, this is a very high time frame trade, and the extensions of this is quite bullish as well. So if I just remove the fibs for the retracement targets, the way that, and that was from 0 to the all-time high, the way that I target extensions is from the high to the low, guys. And what we're targeting is probably 7.2 billion for WIF, and I definitely think that can happen. It wouldn't surprise me if we did do something like this, okay, quite aggressive over the next 6 months. So that's how I use it. And guys, I hate to shill, but it's really simple. But we have literally dedicated channels about all of these trading strategies in the group, guys. So if you want to check it out, check out my wop.com link in the description below. These are meme coin specifics, but then there's a whole channel dedicated to trading, guys, and memes, candle structures, okay? We do live chats every single week about it as well. We have conversations about technical analysis. We do live streams, as you can see here. where we discuss certain topics, okay, how to swing trade, how I snipe, okay, how to spot red flags, okay, all of these different things. So if you are looking to check that out, and if you want a better understanding of how price actually works on charts, then be sure to check that out using the what.com link in the description below. Now, obviously, the last few things, guys, you want to make sure that your memes have good socials, so they obviously have a high hold account, those types of things, and that's starting to increase. You can check that down the bottom, 31,000 down the bottom. And obviously, you do want to make sure that there are genuine transactions going through. So as you can see here on MOG, we are seeing some genuine price actions going through. We don't have a volume bot just doing 0.01 ETH every single minute just to keep it nice and focused. So I hope that just gives you really simple TA strategies that I like to use. So I use simple support resistance, okay? I use volume as an indicator, and then I just use my Fibonacci tool to pick up levels where I'm looking for extension as targets, but also as potential buying opportunities. So just to show you again where I also would be looking to scale some profits on this trade, I take it from the top, okay, and then to the bottom, and these are the extension ranges that I'm looking on the flip side if we do look to see MOG continue higher. So if I'm in a long from this low down the bottom, guys, I'm targeting the 0.38 to the 0.5, the 0.618 as potential take profits levels. Now, lastly, guys, we can see that this has set a macro higher low. So there's the low there. We have set a macro higher low, only just, but that is a great double bottom signal for me on a macro higher time frame as well. Now, I'll quickly just go onto another chart just to see what we can see. But like, for example, I'll think of a meme coin right now. So something like, let's go Selfie. So this is one that I traded recently as well, and we made a really good 3.5x on it, guys. So if we take a look at this chart, okay, why I bought this. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, this meme coin's dead. No, guys, it's just consolidating after an insane pump. So as you can see, this meme coin went from, it did a 420x in 11 days, right? So something like that needs to consolidate. So as you can see, we consolidated it. And where did we consolidate? We set a higher low, okay? We set a higher low between the ultimate meme coin buying opportunity in the 0.786 to the 0.886. So I bought this higher low here, okay? We obviously saw the downtrend here, and it looked like we were going to continue off, and we did break out. We retested. Not only did we retest the breakout, okay, where we held this structure, okay? So it went from resistance. It was resistance there. It was resistance up here. And then it broke through resistance. It then retested it as support. All right, let me make that white so it's easy to see. Retested it as support. And then we went off to the races, and we have made a nice bag on this, guys. We caught that low to there. So that's a 2.4x at the moment. It obviously pumped a bit higher. We're accumulating down here. So something like this, guys, is a really simple trade that I love to take. And I would much rather trade something like this than being in the trenches and trying to find the next established meme coin. It's just unreliable, and you waste so many hours doing that. So I'd much rather just keep an eye on top volume tokens, so coming along the top, seeing what's popping off right now. And then obviously I like to keep an eye on trends like this, and then literally buy the bottom, set some limit orders on my Pepe Boost bot, and bang, we're off to the races. And I can make some 2x's quite easily over the course of a couple of days. So that's insight into how I use TA to make consistent money trading meme coins. If you have any beginner questions, guys, let me know in the description below. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Cheers. So there you have it, guys. That's how I use meme coin charts to make a lot of consistent profits. If you like my content, please subscribe down below. Smash the like button as well, guys. And obviously, if you'd like to support the channel just a little bit further, become a YouTube member in the description below. And as always, guys, if you'd like to get daily access to my education, to other callers in this space, and a community of over 300 members where we teach you to become a better trader, then check out my training group in the whop.com link in the description below. As always, guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.